It's the
Show.
My name is Dustin Ray. I'm from the band The Major Resolve. I'm the singer-songwriter for the band. The band that consists of me actually right now. So it's easy to remember. It's just me right now. So.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So do you play all the instruments on it?
No, a guy named Tater Johnson who I'm under his label. He does. Now, don't get me wrong. I can play a mean power chord sometimes. But other than that, man, it's I kind of just give him a rough idea, and he just runs with it.
Awesome.
All right, cool.
Well, everything sounds great, so,
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Just so you know, my name is Chris, and that's Matt, the one with the tiara on his head that pisses me off all the time.
Yeah, I was waiting to see some limoncellos or limoncellas sitting there for you guys to drink or what have you. You know what I mean?
I think that's gone, isn't it?
Yeah, we drank that. I got a little fucked up off of that one.
Yeah, dude, that was a good show. I was listening. I was laughing. I was like, yeah, all right. Yeah, I think even the pronunciation, went from being, all right to who knows. No, I'm just playing with you.
Right,
guys,
it probably did.
It probably did. That shit was like 130 proof.
Yeah, the thing is, my buddy made it, and he just said, "Yeah, this is 130 proof." And halfway through the show, we already had 2 shots or three,
something like that. Yeah.
And at the end, I was just like, "Oh, fuck this!"
And we were drinking other stuff too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were drinking whiskey and beer and Bush and.
Oh, so you guys just tying it on, huh?
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, you have to.
I feel you.
If you're gonna go, you got to go hard.
Yeah, you might as well.
So, all right, well, let's get into the questions here and interview, and I'm going to stare at Matt's tiara that is brining my eyes there right now.
There you
go. So when did everything start? So when did you start everything? When did you start? Well, that's not just a band, right? It's just you said, right?
Yeah, it's really just me at this point. So.
Okay. So how long you been doing this for?
Well, back 20 years ago, I was trying to do the band thing, then quit. Life happened, and just had to grow up. And so, essentially, what had happened was I still kind of played around on the guitar. I kept writing lyrics, and about March of last year, my kids had found an old, CD that I had done, out of a garage. And they're like, "Dad, can you please, go back and record some new music?" And
that's
pretty
awesome.
much, yeah, man. So essentially my wife and my kids were like, "Dad, just do a couple songs, just do something." So I've been going at it for just over a year now.
Oh, wow. That much in a year.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, and you come out with some quality music too. We were actually just taking a listen while we were setting up. I've been listening to it, all week, and it's you said that it kind of reminded you of like a Three Doors Down,
like one of the slower, more depressing Three Doors Down songs. Yeah.
Dude, that's cool though. I like Three Doors Down, man. So
I do too. Yeah.
The depressing. I mean, yeah, dude. I admit some of it comes off pretty moody, but
depressing music's some of the best music.
Right, I'm right there with you. It fits my mood a lot of the time. So
I also write music too, and my shit's always depressing. Like I can't. I'm not.
Can't write a happy song to save your life.
No, I can't. It always comes out depressing. So, but I love the music. But I don't think your music's too depressing. I think it's just kind of that the somber type of music, but it still has that. There's a message there that I've noticed in all your songs.
Perfect. And that's what I appreciate that, because essentially every song that I do is an experience that I've had. And so it's kind of my way of therapy of like, hey, write it down. Let's see what we got. And two, it's kind of to show my kids too, like, hey,
right.
If you wonder why Dad's the way he is, the older ones can kind of listen and be like, oh, what happened? And I can explain them, hey, this is kind of why I think this way about this subject, or why I do the things I do. So,
and that's awesome. That's awesome. I have I have a recording too, and I always think of that too. The same way, like I want my kid to listen to my music, and when I'm dead and gone, like that's something that I would love if my dad had an album that I can listen to. And it doesn't have to be anything big, nothing, just even him farting around on the fucking microphone. That would be awesome.
Right.
And that's cool that your kids can hear that from you,
Yeah, it is. And I'm right there with you. If I had something, hey, my dad did this, or I could be like, hey, grandpa did this for me, or what have you. That'd be awesome. So I'm hoping my kids, I think they appreciate it. Of course, some of my older ones are like, hey, Dad, can you try to be like, I got one daughter. Dad, can you be more like Deftones? No. I love them, but I am in no shape, position, or quality to do Deftones. I got another daughter who likes Arctic Monkeys and BTS. What am I going to do with BTS? You know what I mean?
I mean, you can start dancing.
You could do you could do a cross between BTS and Deftones. I want to hear that shit.
Yeah. Dude, you never know. I might come up with something like that. But I think dancing's a good idea.
There you go.
It won't be very long because I'll either fall or people will be like, oh, hell no. You don't need to be doing none of that.
Yep.
What inspired you to become a musician?
I just grew up with music. My parents were into, I'm 47, so I was born in 77. So I kind of got the cool of all the scenes that came out. My parents listened to Pink Floyd, Uriah Heep, Aerosmith, and so that was cool. And then my older cousins, they turned me on to like Judas Priest and Scorpions, and then more of the glam when it came out, so, and then I just kept on through the grunge years, and then the 2000s new metal, and I was always into music and always did. I'd be that kid who would rather sit home listening to, tapes at that time.
Yeah.
Acting like I was playing the guitar, but so that was kind of my gig. And then it just kind of morphed into, trying to do more of it and trying to do it on, getting out there and playing. And so that's kind of what got me into it, man, is just kind of, I was an introverted kid too. So it's not like I went out and made friends.
Right.
So I was kind of stuck in my own head and
just kind of with music and
Yep.
That's kind of how
that's how we became friends too.
Yeah.
We joined.
Really?
Yeah. We joined a band together in high school.
Yeah.
Oh, right on. Yeah. So you guys know exactly then.
So we were kind of like, afraid. I just didn't like people. I guess I wasn't afraid of people.
I just didn't.
Yeah. But you mentioned Uriah Heep, and it's crazy that you mentioned Uriah Heep. My dad was a huge fan of Uriah Heep.
Right on.
And we actually seen them live, and I was on they had I made a MySpace for them, and they interviewed me for it because I was like early 20s when this happened, and they interviewed me because I was so young and I was a young fan with a MySpace page of Uriah Heep.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. I know they're coming to town, and my dad wants to go, but I don't know if we're going to make it or not. I don't even know if any of the original members are around or not. They got to be 100, 102 years old, something like that.
I think there's one that's original. I think one or two, but yeah, that's about it. Yeah, it's not many, but they're still good. They're still putting out albums and.
Yeah, I didn't know they were either until a while back. I was kind of looking to try to find a couple different albums for my dad, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah,
they got music all the way up.
Yeah, they're still going, man. Which is pretty cool, and they're pretty decent, So is that the Judas Priest and like the glam rock, is that more of where your influences come from, or?
Yeah, I'd say my main influences would be, and it's kind of weird because it's not in the music, but that I write, but Typo Negative was a very big influence on me.
Shit, man.
Nice.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so they're big. Queensryche's another one that was really big for me. Depeche Mode, they were a big one influence on me.
That's the band I was thinking of when for when we first played you, I was thinking of a band. I'm like, they sound like someone, and I couldn't think of it. It was fucking Depeche Mode.
Okay, well, that's cool. I love, like I said, I love them.
I just hear the influence. Now, I'm not comparing you. I don't like when people compare, like, oh, you sound, but like I can hear an influence, definitely.
Yeah, dude, I got you. Yeah, no, I appreciate it because I'm sure that kind of weighs because it's funny because this song I'm getting ready to come out with, I let my daughters listen to it and they said, Dad, I like that you're singing higher and not trying to sound like Peter Steele or something. And I'm like, what? Well, he was cool, but yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? So I can definitely see some of the way I phrase some of my wording and just maybe some of my vocals kind of have that Depeche Mode vibe to it. So yeah, that's cool. That's fair enough.
Yeah. Man, me and you are going to be best friends. Typo Negative. Fucking shit. I love Typo Negative.
I do too, man. I do too. Such a fun band to see live too.
I've seen them live a couple times. You know, we seen them. I think it was on Halloween, like right before Peter Steele passed.
Oh man!
And it was oh god, they were such good live performing act.
Yeah, they were. I seen them twice, and each time I was like, man, you guys are just their presence on stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just like larger than life.
Right.
So
it was cool. A little story, not to get off track, but Peter Steele was playing I forget what song he was playing, and then all of a sudden he stopped the whole fucking song, puts his bass down, and is like, "Hold on, I gotta go shit," and then fucking 15 minutes later, it's dead silent, mind you. Like people are just talking, dead silence, and then he comes back, puts his bass on. And then they fucking start.
That's funny. It's funny because I can see that, and most fans would be like, "Oh, this is what the hell? Right. I want to do this." But if you're a Typo fan, you kind of expect
you understand,
yeah. And then you're like, "Dude, this is awesome because this wasn't planned, and this is what he's doing." So I'm gonna have to sit here and listen to house music till he's done shitting.
Yeah.
I think I could respect that from any artist, to be honest. If they just like honestly told you why they're walking off stage,
right?
I could respect that.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes you gotta, take a shit or piss.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. I guess it doesn't matter what you're doing.
Right?
If you gotta go, you gotta go.
That's right.
That's like that one girl. Was it Brass Against or whatever? I don't know if you guys ever heard about that lady. She they was playing a show. Dude a fan got up on stage, laid down. Dude, she dropped her drawers and peed right on him, right on stage. I was like, what? What is this?
Fuck that.
I know. I was like, man, I don't care how big of a fan I am. That ain't happening.
Like a reverse R. Kelly concert.
Yeah.
It is too.
Or Gigi Allen.
Or Gigi Allen. There you go. I mean, they're all cut from the same cloth. You know
exactly
what I mean?
From the same cloth. Holy fuck.
Could you take us through the steps of how you write music?
Sure. Essentially, I have lyrics, and then I'll just kind of try to sing a melody or try any part of the song. And then at that point, I'll try to take a guitar and just try to see if I can work something. And as long as I can get a couple of notes or what have you, then I end up giving it to Tater, and then Tater just kind of runs with it, and we'll sit there and he'll put certain parts to it, and we'll say yay or nay, and that's kind of the process. It's really a lot of times if I'm writing lyrics, it's because I'm either mad or I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, now I just want to say this. I better write it down so I don't say it out loud.
Yeah.
And then, so that's kind of how the process works. I think the last two songs, actually, Tater's come up to me and said, "Hey, do you like any of this?" And I'm like, "Well, let me see. Yeah, this would fit perfect for what I got going on right now." So it's becoming more of a joint writing, I guess.
So does he write the music, or so he records the music, right?
Yeah. So essentially he's the producer, he mixes it, masters it, and then he also comes up with the instrument arrangements.
Okay. All right.
So he does all that stuff. He was actually I don't know if you remember a band called 10 Years. They were pretty big.
10 years?
Yeah, a band called 10 Years. They had a big song called Wasteland. And
Wasteland sounds familiar to me. So does 10 Years, but I don't. I'm thinking of fucking 10 years after. That's not the band.
No, yeah, this is just 10 Years, but he was one of the founding members and the guitarist for 10 Years. And so he left in like 2017 to start his own independent record label and get into that whole producing and mixing side of the house. So
gotcha. And you're on his record label then?
I am, yes.
Okay. Awesome. So the song that you sent us, Mask, it's going to be released next week. We did listen to it, but just are we able, first off, to play that song on our show? It's probably going to be released in what, a week or two?
Probably 2 weeks.
Probably 2 weeks or so.
Yeah,
so
no.
We're good to. Okay.
Yeah, by all means. Unless you talk a lot of trash about it, but then you still can.
No.
I'm just kidding.
No, we wouldn't have you on here if we. So what I got out of it when it started off, it was psychedelic. When I first heard it, and I really, really liked the lyrics. It was mask of a man, mask of a father. I think it was, right? Am I?
Yes. Yep,
okay,
that's right.
So exactly in your words, I mean, you wrote the song. So what is that about?
So Mask is about family violence, and it's about how when you block you block trauma as a kid out, and as you get older, things kind of start creeping in your head. Like, did this happen? Did that happen?
Mm-hmm.
And then with an adult mind, you kind of go back and be like, man, what the hell?
Yeah.
Why this? Why that? And that's what the song is about. It's pretty much just trying to understand why. And, and like the second verse, it's about the mask of a mother. So it's kind of a 2-part. And so that's what that song's about. That's what I wrote it for.
I
just kind of as an adult having kids, and you're like, what? How is that? How did that happen, and why?
Yeah.
So
yeah. And now obviously this is personal experience, right? I mean, I don't want to. If you don't want to talk about that, that's totally cool. But
yeah, no, it is. It's a personal experience. It's more indirectly it's a personal experience that happened in my family.
Yeah.
And I wasn't necessarily directly affected by that, but I was indirectly affected by it.
Yeah.
And so it kind of, even as an adult, I'm like, man, how did this happen? How'd you let this happen? So
yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so open your eyes is the song that we played on our show the last time. That was kind of gearing for the same thing, was it? But it wasn't. So then it's not about a relationship then so much. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, it's not so much about a relationship.
Okay.
With Open Her Eyes, it was about being in a domestic violence relationship, and I kind of told a story from the female. Obviously it's through the eyes of a female, but yeah, I did put a lot of my own stuff in there from a previous marriage that I had. And so when I talk about the chains that cannot be seen are the hardest to break, that's more for like a man too, because, and I hate to say it, but a guy can take a beating all day long, right?
Yeah, right.
And you know what I mean?
Right.
But it's the emotional, stuff that keeps him.
The
a lot of times
emotional
keeps a
abuse,
man,
yeah.
that keeps a man with a woman, it's especially if they have kids, it's like, man,
Yeah.
because, I mean, if you guys ever been through it or know anybody who's been through it, if you're a father getting divorced and trying to get custody of their kids in the United States, woo, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
You better hope they screw up bad. You know what I mean? So it's kind of that as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've known people that tried to go through the system and just get fucked from it.
Oh, yeah.
Who just, it was a little while back, but do you know the band Blue October?
Oh, of course.
So they wrote an album called Any Man in America, and it was just about that. It was about, going through the system, getting divorced from his wife and trying to take over his kids and how the system is fucked up. Really good album.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check that out because I know I've seen it, but I don't think I've heard anything off that album.
Okay. Yeah, check it out. It's probably one of my favorites by them. It's called Any Man in America. But yeah, it's super fucking good.
Yeah, I love Blue October anyway, so.
Yeah, we seen them a lot. My wife loves them, so we always go see them.
No, that's cool. Yeah, we haven't seen them yet. They never come close enough. Or if they do, it's on a weeknight, and I can't drive down to Nashville on a weeknight and try to expect to get back.
Well, you have what is Jim Beam there? Kentucky's Jim Beam, right?
Oh yeah,
Kentucky bourbon.
Yeah.
Some of you taking a tour there. That's all I drink, by the way. That's my whiskey.
Oh, it is?
Oh yeah.
Oh, right on.
I'm looking at it right now. It's taunting me.
Yeah, we got we got a place right out here, probably 20 minutes away. That's a Jim Beam. I don't know if they distill it there or what they do, but yeah, that's all right here. All the bourbon. This is the land of bourbon and everything else. So, which is cool.
Right. All the original bourbons are Kentucky bourbons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to move there just for that and the weather and everything else. I'm sure there's obviously nicer people that listen to Typo Negative and know you're right.
Yeah, there's I'm sure there's a few floating around.
Yeah. I'm sure,
So when you're writing music, do you embrace the trend of releasing singles now, or are you more of like an album track kind of guy?
Well, so me personally, I like an album, but I'm also old school in the fact that I still like to get CDs and I still like to get vinyl because there's something about holding, you know what I mean, holding something and trying to rip the packaging off without damaging the cover.
Oh, preach on.
Being able to read the lyrics and look at pictures and just you don't have that now with the streaming sites and what have you. So it's more of it's a better way, from what I've been told, to do a single every 4 to 6 to 8 weeks. And I don't know if it's because of the attention span of people, or there's just so much music that, it's hard for a lot of people to get stuck on one band and be like, man, I'm just going to listen to this band over and over.
Yeah.
So I like albums myself, but I am going with just a single release.
It's not the way. Yeah.
That's the new way. Everyone's doing that now.
Yeah. And I like, even my kids are getting into CDs now because at first they were against them, and then they can only get, some band wasn't releasing it on streaming sites. So they got the CD. And now she loves it. So she buys CDs. Yeah, because now she knows, one even had you used to get like fold out posters and shit like that on. Yeah. So she got one and she's like, oh, this is the best ever. I want CDs from now on, So
I know in my personal experience, CDs, I always love just like listening to the album from front to back.
Yeah.
Listening to it front to back, it tells a whole story. It's all together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. There's something about sitting down and zoning out to a whole album when it comes out. And, bands like Queensryche, when they did Operation Mindcrime, that was a concept album. You wasn't going to be able to release a single at a time. Nobody would know what the hell's going on.
No, you couldn't do that.
You'd have to go back and listen to the first one and the second one and the third one just to catch up. It would be like watching a series,
Yeah. I'd used to cut grass like when I was a kid, a teenager, and I would get $20 every time. Get $20, take my bike, go and buy. Well, first I bought every single Beatles CD that I could find, and then
Right on.
and then I bought Britney Spears. I was proud of that one.
That one came with the poster too, right?
Oh, it came with the poster, yeah.
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 Did you even listen to the album, or you just
No. I just locked myself away for a while and turned on the Beatles, you know.
That's a smart move.
But yeah, I'm with you. I also collect albums. I have a whole turntable that spent fucking just too much money. But that's what I'm trying to teach my kids too, like how to hold the vinyl, like don't touch the black part.
Yes.
And you know, my kid is actually getting to it. Like he'll change the vinyl around. Like I'll watch him obviously, but he'll change it around and not touch the black part, hold it on his side. So, you know, that's the cool thing. Like I think, you know, and especially now vinyl sales are going up. Like
it's becoming a trend again.
And so are cassette tapes.
Yeah, cassette tapes ain't gonna stay around though. I think vinyl will stay around.
What about 8-tracks?
8-tracks have been gone.
Yeah,
that was the worst.
I had a shit ton of 8-tracks at one point.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, my dad used to be a construction worker, and he worked on like a lot of Sears when they were closing and remodeling, and they were just giving away the 8-tracks because they couldn't sell them. So he brought them all home. We had a shit ton of them.
Dude, I would have listened to them. I'd have been like, "This is cool."
Oh, that's the thing. As kids, we did listen to them. There's all sorts of different music, so you had tons of options to listen to.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You always got that warbling sound though in 8-tracks. Like it was just like, you know, you'd hear it and it would just go.
Yeah, it was because his motor's moving that big ass tape around.
It sucked. Whoever thought of that?
You know what though? 8-tracks didn't skip in the car.
No, yeah.
That's true.
Wait, your digital music gets skipped in the car?
I'm on CDs.
Oh,
we're old enough to know that CDs were in a car at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and man, definitely don't get one of those CD Walkmans and try to connect it to the cassette tape to put into your stereo. Because man, even if I took a turn too fast, it'd skip.
Oh yeah. Well, you had to get because they were starting making the ones that like had anti-skip. I forgot what it was called.
Yeah,
there
was something on there.
They read like was. 9 times in advance to try to keep the anti-skip down.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the anti-skips.
That was the shit. You had money if you had that shit.
Yeah, that's true too.
That was like the $180 CD Walkman.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I never had one. I would just I'd fold a towel and set it in the passenger seat and set that sucker on there and just hope it wouldn't slide off.
Lock it in the seatbelt and
yep, whatever you had to do.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part about this is that I had one of the little cassette tape adapter things from a car like 6 years ago.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah.
Because I had a piece of crap car with a cassette player in it, so I had to get something to put audio in.
Well, that's the thing. Like they had the cassette players that you had to do that to. That you had to actually put the cassette in, and then it had to go to your like FM transmitter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, and now it came out a while after you didn't. You know, they went away from the cord going from your headphone jacks to. Yeah, I remember, but that was always hard for me to do too because I could never get it on the right channel to have the best sound.
Yeah, that was the thing of it. I mean, but shit, now you just plug your phone in and. No, you don't even plug it in anymore.
I know around here, like, the best channel was always like 88.3.
Lazy kids these
It was like
days.
the lowest number on the thing. But then if you went downtown, it would stop working.
Yeah, see, that's another thing too. You'd have to keep constantly trying to figure out what channel it was on. And by then, you know, I was already too mad. I didn't care anyway, you know. I just wanted to throw it out.
That's right. All right. So can you do us a favor?
Yes.
I need you to repeat a following statement. Because we're going to use it in our episode.
All right. Well, hey, let me hear it first.
Repeat after me.
I'm just kidding. Hey, I've done the repeat after me a couple times. It never worked out well. All right, so
this, you know, hopefully it works out well for you this time.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
Best time's done. Put your pencils down.
Woo. Woo.
All right. Damn, you sweating on me?
Well, that was intense.
So do you have any upcoming tour dates or anything? Are you traveling outside of Kentucky at all, or do you ever?
No, right now, I'm not touring anywhere. Hopefully after the album comes out, I'm going to put a band together, and then we're just going to let it ride, have some fun, and see what happens. So
nice.
That's kind of the gig, because I never really intended on even getting this far. I was just going to record a couple songs, but yeah, I think we're working on 10 songs, 10, 11 songs.
Okay.
Yeah. So then, yeah, I'm just playing it by ear, man. I'm just having fun. So
yeah.
There's enough interest, and enough people like it, like the music, and anybody wants to play in the band, then, hey, I'm cool. I'll go play somewhere.
That's awesome. When's the album coming out?
I don't know. Sometime this year.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly when. I'd try to plan out, like I said, every six. Actually, we're working on about 6 to 8 weeks between releases right now. So I would imagine sometime in the fall, but I don't know for sure.
Oh, okay. Well, that'd be, I think that would be perfect for fall.
Yeah, it'd be fun to get out there. So
yeah.
When you do release the album, where can people find it? Is it going to be mostly on streaming, or are you going to sell some physical copies as well?
It's going to be on all the streaming sites. I do want to get, a small press run of CDs. I'd like to throw some vinyl in there. I know it's kind of a dying, CDs and everything is kind of going along the wayside, but there are still a few.
Yeah, but it's your like own thing, that it's what you like. Gets a fucking other people want.
Well, that's kind of how I've been rolling with it. That's kind of where I'm at now with the music. It's kind of like,
and it's awesome. So you're doing a good job. Like,
dude, I appreciate it. I really do, man. Cause like I never envisioned any of this stuff. So it's even talking to you guys. It's like cool. I'm like, what the heck, man? We're talking about something, I created. What the hell's going on? Like Twilight Zone or something.
Yeah, that should feel good, man. I mean, like not many people can do the shit that you can do, and just create something out of thin air, and make it sound good on top of that. So, kudos to you. That's, that's exactly why we're interviewing you, because that's why we interview.
That's why our show exists.
Yeah. We just want to support everyone.
Yeah. And it's awesome that you guys do this, because you guys, without you guys and other, other stations like you guys, where would people hear indie bands or unsigned bands? You know what I mean? And it has to be a labor of love, even from your guys' standpoint, because you guys can be you guys do awesome things, man, on your guys' show. But you know what I mean? It's like you guys still take the time to interview people like me and play bands. So that's awesome too. So much respect to you guys for everything you do to help us out. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And like he was saying, I mean, we were there too. And like, playing, independent music, trying to get shows and like writing albums and doing shit like this. And there was no platform. And I think that's kind of where the idea came from, where everyone always asks like, there's not much rock bands, or there's not much, whatever bands out. Well, there is. You just have to.
You have to look for them.
You have to look for them, and you have to dig hard. Yeah, but like that's why, we kind of created that, so you don't have to dig too hard.
Yeah. No, and I've been able to find so many cool bands just being out there, like bands that I'm like, man, you guys are awesome. Why aren't you guys bigger than you are? Like some of these bands, you're like, damn, okay.
Right.
You guys rock, man. And it's just, it's crazy.
And it goes to the wayside like every fucking time. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, it's sad because you got some quality bands out there and artists, it's just like, woo, man, all you need is the right person to hear you. And you guys are going to be huge, but and there's not as many people, out there looking for
Unfortunately,
bands like
yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
All right, Dustin. Well, hey, man, thanks for taking the time and talking with us. We'll have this out in probably about 2 weeks or so. And again, I hope everything goes good with you in the album.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll keep in touch.
Yeah, man, I appreciate your guys' time too. So, Chris, Matt, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy. Take care.
All right, take it easy, guys.